Welcome to today's experiment in clothes drying. If you've been watching the other videos, these are these same 13 t-shirts, same wash, same cycle, to the same starting conditions. You'll see we got the relative humidity and temperature as close as we can to exactly the same tests that we've been doing so far. Today's test is going to be the least exciting of them all. We're just basically going to see how long they take to dry with no help whatsoever. So no dehumidifier, that's turned off, no fan, that's turned off. I'm just going to leave them to sit here and just see what happens. So this might take some time, but it'll be interesting to find out how long it takes in comparison to drying them with the dehumidifier, with the fan. So basically it's 12:30 and we'll do a series of videos over time and let you know how long it takes for them to dry, starting off from a reasonable relative humidity within the space. So the space is already quite dry, and see how long it takes. Welcome back to what is the laundry version of watching paint dry. So it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That means we're 2.5 hours into this experiment of how long it will take for the t-shirts to dry with no help whatsoever. They're all very much still wet. You can see the relative humidity in here has gone up to 68%, and that's actually knocked the temperature down a tad with the extra moisture within the air. That's actually quite significant, because if we continue to do this, mold is going to grow within this room and we're going to get mold problems, which is of course why we never recommend doing this sort of thing. But the test is, how long is it going to take to dry these t-shirts? We will come back and let you know. Okay, another hour and a half's gone by. No progress on drying these t-shirts. They're still sopping wet. Relative humidity's gone up to 70%, so we're very much in mold growth territory. We'll check in later. Back with the clothes. It's now 7:45 in the evening. You can see it's dark outside. Stalemate really. And the humidity 69, 70 hasn't really moved, and the clothes haven't really dried, and it's likely now that we'll end up in this stalemate situation because the room is too damp for the clothes to dry, and it's going to take a while. I'll really just leave this now until the morning and we'll see what it looks like in the morning. But yeah, the clothes are just as wet as they were 3 or 4 hours ago, and they've been here now for almost 8 hours. Very quick post-Traitors update for you before I go to bed. This has been on since 12:30, so 10 hours or so. It's still wet. Okay, not as wet as it was 4 or 5 hours ago, but it's still wet. And we've still got ourselves at high humidity, meaning that we're going to cause some mold growth if we continue like this within the room. Just so there's no confusion, it's very dark outside, so it is 10 o'clock at night. We'll see what it's like in the morning. Okay, so it's morning now, the morning after the night before. The t-shirts themselves are still a little bit damp. If you wanted to iron them, they'll be absolutely fine. If you want to wear them, you're going to feel a bit cold. So it's 8:15 in the morning. We'll call it time now. So that's basically 20 hours for my rather thin and old but much loved t-shirts to dry. And this is where we still got the problem, you see. Humidity is up from where we started because of the moisture from the clothes, so that if I was to do another load of t-shirts now, then they would take even longer to dry because the relative humidity that they're starting from would have been even lower. You might talk about opening the window and things like that, but it's cold and wet outside and you don't really want to be doing that. So yeah, it's 8:15 in the morning. We started at 12:30 yesterday lunchtime. We've gone through the night. You can see it's light outside. So if you're going to dry without a dehumidifier, it's going to take longer and longer and longer and longer as you go into winter, and your relative humidity is going to go up. You're going to get more mold growth and you're going to get more condensation on the windows. Using the dehumidifier, just as a reference point, our fastest time was around that sort of 2-hour mark or so, and that was using the dehumidifier and the fan together. Certainly, from an efficiency point of view, to protect the home, protect your health, it has to be, if you can't afford to use a tumble dryer, using the dehumidifier. And from a financial point of view, it's also a fraction of the price to dry these clothes using the dehumidifier than it is to use the tumble dryer.